Peace, 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 peace. Welcome back, like all the way back to the Mixed Metals Podcast. I'm your humble host, Daquan Bynum, aka Hard to Find. It's been a very, very long time. But I will have all of you know that, my time has not been spent in vain, if you will. I've become a car owner, officially, and a college graduate since I've been away. I kind of had to prioritize, I had to make sure that I was going to get that done. In order to, just set. I had a goal set in my mind, and nothing was going to keep me away from it, and so I had to limit, any kind of outer distractions and things like that. Not that my podcast is a distraction. I actually thoroughly enjoy recording, whether I'm talking to one person or whether I'm talking to a million people. I just love to be able to have my thoughts and ideas, in the digital space. Um, a lot has happened since I've been away. I guess the number one thing that has happened, like as far as like pop culture and things I really care about, is the Kendrick and Drake beef. Um, since I wasn't, recording in real time or anything like that, I'll just give my quick opinion on it. I think that Drake got out rapped. I think he got out songed. I think he got outclassed. And I think that he got out Draked, if that makes sense. And of course, I do have a bit of a bias there. I haven't been as big of a fan of Drake as I used to be since probably between Nothing Was the Same and If You're Reading This Is Too Late. I didn't really care for views and it started going down from there. But that's okay. At some point, some artists make music, that doesn't appeal to a guy or a girl who was their fan, in the beginning, and that's okay. I guess that's like growing apart as me, the listener, and him, the artist. Um, but I've been a huge Kendrick fan from since I first heard him. Um, and that hasn't stopped, that hasn't slowed down. So there is some bias there, but I went into it wanting my team to win, and I do believe that that happened. So there's that. I'm not uh inclined. I'm not as informed, I guess, on politics as much as I probably could be. So I'll just mention the fact that it recently, as of this recording, Kamala Harris has become the endorsee of the presidential nomination by Joe Biden. He has dropped out of the race, and he said that he did that to save the country, save democracy. And I think that I think that that's honorable. Um, and I'm just hoping that the right person wins. I'll just put it that way. I won't say who I am or who I'm not voting for. I'll just say put out there that I hope that the right person wins. The college football video game came out a couple weeks ago. I'm loving it so far. It's been so long since I've had that enjoyment, and um, playing it made me realize that the last college football game I had was 13. I had NCAA 13 because I went into basic that next year, and I was in my training by the time 14 had came out. So I never had 14, and I know how great 14 is now, of course, and it skyrocketed in price when there were no games being made, and I was able to go get me a copy for relatively cheap compared to how bad the prices used to be. So there's that. Um, and just a good comparison, and just to see the leaps and bounds they've made over at EA to give us this game. I hadn't played Madden since whenever Cap kneeled. So I think my last Madden was either 15 or 16. So I was completely out of the EA football space. I had been playing like indie football games and like games that look like old school Madden and free games, free football games and stuff like that. And I've been able to get my enjoyment out of those. But I'm really really glad to see that EA college football is back, and hopefully it's back for good. Um, hopefully they are, especially since they're able to pay the athletes now. Schools are able to pay the athletes. That's another thing that's happened since I've been away. Schools are allotted a certain amount of money to be able to pay the athletes. I'm sure football will probably be the number one sport as far as like um, income, if that makes sense. Uh, So that's pretty cool. I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that this excitement at least brings back college basketball. Now, college basketball is not what it used to be. Especially since those times, I think the NIL deals and the ones and dones of that sport has like been to the detriment of men's college basketball. I think women's college basketball has overtaken the throne, the mantle of college of basketball and college athletics, uh, and that's okay. I think that women's basketball is having an incredible moment right now, um, which brings me to the Olympics. The Olympics are, I think we are at day 5 or 6 as of this recording. At this very moment, USA is ahead in overall medals at 26 to France is 18 and China's 14. That's 1, 2, and 3. Uh, Japan leads in gold medals with uh, 7 of their medals being gold. USA has 11 silver medals and 11 bronze medals, again, as of this time. So we aren't even in the top 3 of gold, but we are number 1 in silver and bronze. So that's pretty cool. I just give it time, I guess. USA usually ends up, you know, somewhere in the top 5 of overall medal counts, and I'm sure that we will probably win overall medals, but we appear to be pretty behind on gold. So I do expect the gold in men's basketball. I was never worried. I think KD coming back was just a bonus. And women's basketball, I definitely expect for us to have gold in that. Even though Japan gave us a scare in the very beginning of the game, it kind of the women kind of pulled away. Um, men's the under 23 men's won 3-0 against Guinea. I hope that's how you pronounce that. I apologize if not. In soccer today, Simone Biles and the rest of the gymnastics team struck gold. We got a bronze last night in men's gymnastics, and I think that was the first for us in a very long time. Um, but in 3-on-3s, we are not doing great, and that's an interesting thing. I'd stay here for a second because 5-on-5 basketball is 5-on-5 basketball. It's been the same game for a very long time. We've had other countries being able to catch up. Kind of, it's not the newer game that it was back in the early '90s when NBA players just started playing for the Olympic team. So we have a lot more NBA players all around the Olympics now, where we didn't have, if we had any at all, we maybe had like 4 or 5 like dispersed throughout the Olympics, in previous years, and like I said, in the '90s and stuff like that. So that was just a matter of time. Now, 3-on-3, with it being a new Olympic sport, I think that it's interesting that first off that the men and the women lost, and the fact that it doesn't appear that we have like the same advantage in 3-on-3s, because I don't even know these gentlemen that's on the screen that they're showing for the 3-on-3 basketball. I also don't know how substitutions work. I don't know how it's timed or anything like that. I'll probably watch one of the games here in a couple minutes, but I don't really know like the rules and how they differ from a regular game in 3-on-3. But I'm sure that not having those other two people that you would typically be used to on the court, I'm sure that changes things. And I'm sure that these 3-on-3 teams from other countries have been playing together for a long time, or had got a lot more time together than our U.S. teams. Um, so I think that we definitely are at a disadvantage in that, um, to the fault of our own, honestly. I mean, our men's and women's 5-on-5 teams, our regular teams, if you will, uh, they don't get a lot of time together either. They just, I think we are kind of spoiled in that aspect, where like we can just kind of throw the teams together like 2 weeks before, play a couple scrimmage games, and off to the Olympics. I don't know if it can be like that for much longer. If not this being the last time that it can be like that. I think that the legendary players being in it helps us a lot, gives us a slight edge. But I can guarantee you, uh, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron, I can guarantee that none of them will be on the next Olympic team. So we gotta find time to, and a lot of NBA players, especially nowadays, are to the point where they are playing together in summer and in other summer leagues and stuff like that. So maybe that helps with their chemistry and stuff like that. But then you had that break in between, which is not a break; it's just the regular season in between those summer playing times. So I don't know. That's my take on it. I think that that's just interesting. I'm going for USA and Nigeria in all Olympic sports. The Olympics is my favorite time, whether it be that winter or summer. I love both Olympics. I love this time. This is a time where the commentators can be biased. This is the only time where the commentators can be biased, in my opinion. Um, it's the only time where no matter what like social or civil issues we got going on, um, domestic or international issues we got going on, it's like a time where we put everything else aside and we just focus on sports. You know what I mean? Um, so I think that that's just, I think that the Olympics are a beautiful time in the years that they are. My wife and I will hopefully be going to the next Olympics. I know it's in LA and people are kind of weary about that, but I think that just at least for that time, I think that LA will be okay. Um, and I can't wait to see the Olympics back on U.S. soil. That's gonna be cool in general. And even if we don't like get to catch any of the events, which I hope we do, but even if we don't get to catch any of the events, I hope that we're able to like be outside of an event where they have the game on a big screen. Losing focus. Okay. Where we have where they had the game on the big screen and we just like partying with other like fans of the games. So I look forward to that. But this job is not done. Hopefully USA can, pull away from everybody else in overall medal count, and hopefully we can step up our goals a little bit. Um let's see what to talk about next. Today was the trade deadline for the MLB, and I am not able to get into my ESPN Plus. I think ESPN Plus is so I don't know sometimes. Um Jack Flaherty went to the Dodgers. That's the headline here, so I just go with that. Um, from the Tigers. So I think that's pretty cool. That helps the Dodgers a lot. The Dodgers have an embarrassment of riches at the moment. Um, I'm curious to see whether or not the how the Dodgers move forward with Otani. Do they want to just keep him just a hitter, or are they going to let him pitch moving forward? Or I'm curious to see what goes on with that. Um, in other sports news, we are less than 100 days away from NFL season. Uh, and as of right now, I guess this just happened, or maybe not just happened, but just ESPN. DJ Moore agreed to a 4-year, $110 million extension with the Bears. So they got him secured. They got what's the boy's name? Caleb Williams. They got him a weapon for the foreseeable future that probably come up together in the league. Uh, I am curious to see if, well, my team to know me is to know that I'm a 49ers fan, and we have not given Ayuk a deal yet. We can say that, and he has asked for a trade. And we can say that Debo asked for a trade the same year that he got his deal. So, but it's only I feel like it's only so many times that card can be played. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I think that the way that Shanahan works his offense, I think that we will be okay. And I think that he knows who he drafted. He knows the kind of players that we have as far as like personnel in general. So I'm not concerned, but I'm worried about Ayuk, but I'm not concerned about the team, if that makes sense. I am hoping to be able to get uh back to a regular cadence now. At least 2 episodes a week. That's the goal. The ultimate goal is 3 episodes a week. I know I'm kind of all over the place right now, but it's that's sort of expected with my long hiatus. A lot of albums have come out since I've been away. A couple of my favorites are Across the Tracks. I think it's Across the Tracks. By Bodie James and Conductor Williams. I think Conductor is on an unbelievable run right now. As far as production goes, I think that Bodie, I mean, Bodie's run hasn't stopped in like years. Even a bad car accident where he was like severely hurt. It's just is he's just been on an unbelievable run. Um, No Worries album dropped since I've been away. That's another one of my favorites. I really enjoyed Rhapsody's album. I think it's Please Don't Cry. I've enjoyed Rich Ass Haitian by Makami. I don't know why I had a brain fart there. Um, so I would probably say that so far as of this moment, that Makami album is my favorite of the year so far. Um, my favorite rap album of the year. Uh, I haven't listened to a lot of like alternative or anything like that. The Black Keys is always gonna get play. For me, that's my favorite band. So I guess as a placeholder, they are it as far as anything besides rap. Um, R&B, I really, really enjoyed Lucky Day's album. And not only did it make me listen to that album, but I went back and listened to his older stuff because I wasn't much of a fan of Lucky Day before this album. But I think that he put out an excellent project. Bryson Tiller has released an album since I've been away. Who else? That may be it that I'm like playing on the regular. I don't want to say that's it like total, but that's it that I've been like, going back to frequently. So that's been good. Um, I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine. I will give quick review on it. And I don't really I guess I can give spoilers because for one, they've done the Comic Con where they had a lot of the people that were cameos. They've had them in the or they've been to Comic Con, so I'll just just there are spoilers here. I'm not sure who is or isn't watching, but um, I'll say that this was the most fun I've had with an MCU movie in a while. The most emotional that an MCU movie has made me in recent times was probably Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That was a ride. Um, and I think that that's kind of what it's all about for me, as far as like being a huge MCU fan, um, being kind of a nerd for these kind of things. I'm a DC fan as well. I think that uh, and Wolverine is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so that was a plus anyway. But I think that as far as just pure fun, I think that the MCU got back to fun this time. Um, and a lot of people's opinion is that we've been kind of in a downward spiral with the MCU. I disagree. I've been entertained. I've been fed, if you will. I've been um they've given me great movies, but I understand that everybody's not me. So I will say that I think that this movie will appeal to a lot of people that have been fans of the MCU that maybe fell off a little bit or separated a little bit. Um, I just think that this is a movie for MCU fans, old and new. Um, and especially new because this is Deadpool and Wolverine's first foray into the MCU. So I think that it was well worth the wait. I think I loved the acting by Hugh Jackman. Um, the story is kind of all over the place, but that's just a Deadpool movie. We know why we come to see Deadpool, so there's that. Um, I think it was well made. I think that there were a couple scenes that kind of hit the eye wrong, if that makes sense. A little bit of the CG was off to me. But other than that, I thought it was an excellent movie. And I do plan on seeing it again. Uh, I do believe that that is all for now. Um, I'm gonna try to cover a little more of the Olympics on the next episode, which I will hopefully either record tomorrow or Thursday. But until then, I thank you for coming back. I thank you for listening thus far. And I wish you peace. I wish you blessings. I wish you comfort. I wish you contentment and just continue prosperity through these trying times. And until next time, peace.